Hi, this is Mike Bloom with the Studio for Teaching and Learning Innovation. In this short tutorial, Christy Walker from IT is going to take you through recording your lecture in the classroom using Panopto lecture capture. This is not a tutorial on how to have a synchronous remote session. You wouldn't do that in Panopto, you would do that in Zoom, for example. This is only if you're recording for asynchronous students who might be watching this course after the fact.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Glad to see everyone join today. So the first process that you want to start with when you're wanting to record to your Blackboard course in Panopto, of course, is to go to your Blackboard course you're going to be recording for, and you're going to need to provision your folder for your Panopto recordings. So I'm going to share my screen, and you should be able to hopefully see the Blackboard course. Okay. And when you're in your course, on your main menu, you should have an area called Tools, if you haven't removed it or hidden it. And when you click on Tools, in the listing, you'll be able to see Panopto content. So we're going to click Panopto content. And if this is a course, say that you possibly copied over from last semester or previous semesters and you use Zoom and Panopto, you might see some of these videos in the listing, and you might want to, instead of configure your course, reconfigure. But for now, since this has not been provisioned, you're going to click configure, and you're going to say add course to Panopto. Okay, and then return to your course. So what this will do, when you go to your tools area, Panopto content, it sets up your folder for this course. So you will also see that you have a create button. So when you log into Blackboard as the instructor of the course, you're giving a creator role automatically. Well, you will be able to click on this, and you will be able to record from this area. And you can also see there's an area here for Panopto Capture, which records in your browser. So you can either do Panopto for Windows or Panopto Capture. Once you click Panopto for Windows, it's going to open the recorder, which should be also on the podium desktops in the classrooms that you're teaching, and you will be able to record your lecture. Now, once that recording has finished and you hit stop recording, it's going to take a few minutes. It doesn't happen automatically, depending on how long your recording was. It's going to populate into your Blackboard course. Okay, so that means when students go to Tools, Panopto Content, they're going to see the recording that you did for that class. There's some other ways that you can add this folder for students to access if you don't want them going to a tools area. After you've provisioned your Blackboard Panopto integration, you can click on the plus symbol in the top of your menu, and you can say Tool Link. And in the drop down, you can choose Panopto Course Tool Application, and you could say lecture captures, video, classroom recordings, anything you wanted for students to recognize where these would be located. You can click Available to Users and Submit. This will put this in your listing, and you can drag and drop it anywhere in the listing for students to click on, and it's going to take them to your videos.
And there's one more way that you can actually embed your Panopto videos in your Blackboard course, and that's embedding a video directly into the course site, exactly where you want your students to see it. And Christy can kind of show you what that looks like as well.
Okay, right. So under Build Content in your content area, you can say Panopto Video Embed. It's going to let you choose your videos that you can embed. Now, since this folder is empty right now, I'm not able to choose any of my recordings, but if you did have some, you would be able to choose that. And once you hit submit, I'll show you what that looks like. I think I have one down here. It embeds it into your course.
And that's great if you don't want to show students everything. If you want to direct them to a specific video for week 1 or week 2 or something like that.
Something to remember, if you're going to do embeds, instead of having the students go through the video link on your menu, you're going to need to make sure that you keep that hidden so that only you can see it, because you're still going to have to provision the folder so that your students have permission to see this video. So that is something to remember. If you don't do that, then they're not going to have permission to see what you embedded. So Mike, do you want to open up our breakout rooms, or do we want to answer some general?
Yeah, do you want to go ahead and actually start a recording so that we can take a look at what that looks like for the faculty members?
Sure, I can try that, but since I'm on Zoom, it's not going to share my camera or my microphone.
But well, I can try it if you want.
Okay, I mean, if you want to try.
Yeah, well, I'd have to go to a Blackboard site. Why don't you go ahead and try it, just so that
okay.
I think we just want, you don't have to hit record, but I think what we want to see is what happens when faculty members hit that record button. Like they're going to see that pop-up screen, and it'll take them to Panopto in the classroom.
Gotcha. I can do that. So create, record in Panoptos for Windows.
And so now they'll be asked to launch Panopto, and you'll see this screen, and it'll be record a new session.
All right. So can everybody see that?
Yes, now we can.
Okay.
So, right, if you notice, it's going to that correct folder, BTC2, Blackboard Training Course 2, up at the top there. And you could change it if you wanted to, but usually you want to put it in the correct folder. You can rename it if you like, or the name that it'll give it is the name, it is the timestamp for the particular class that you've gone into, which is useful. So, you know, you might want to just keep that. Then if you go to the primary sources, you'll notice that you've got 3 choices. You've got video, audio, and quality under primary sources. And you'll have to make sure that video is selected. And in the classrooms, you'll usually see whatever that webcam is, the Logitech webcam. So you'll choose that. And why don't you go ahead and choose that now, Christy? And now, because she's logged into a webcam already, she's not seeing that. But if you chose video, it would show you the your video feed. Make sure you see your actual video feed. And then you want to make sure that the audio is correctly checked, and she'll pull down. And if you have different microphones, they'll appear. And you just want to make sure that when you chosen a microphone, that you actually see that graph that shows that your audio is being captured. Standard quality is good enough. Generally, you won't need to capture computer audio, but if you're showing videos and things like that, you might want to capture computer audio. And then under secondary sources, you've got a bunch of different options. PowerPoint, capture the main screen. Now, she's got a lot of options because she's got a lot of computer screens. But in the classroom, you'll get the option for capturing your PowerPoint and capturing the main screen. I generally just like to capture the main screen because it will capture a PowerPoint also, but that's totally up to you. And if you hit Enable Screen Capture Preview, you'll see this cool tile effect where it's just capturing everything down like you're looking in a mirror that keeps going forever. So that's kind of trippy if you want to do that. But if you don't want to do that, just uncheck it. And that's it. And then you'll hit record and it'll start your recording. And she should be able to hit record and it should start to record something. And then once you're done, so if you notice, the Panopto disappears. It goes onto the taskbar down below. And then when she's done recording, if she clicks back on that Panopto icon at the bottom, she can go ahead and stop the recording. and then she clicks done, and then you can log out of your class. You can log out of the session, and no matter how long the class has gone on, it will continue to work in the background doing the processing, and then it will end up in your course wherever it is that you put it, whether it's in a video area on the side menu, or if you don't want your students to see it until later, you don't show that to them, and you can go ahead and put it wherever you want, the way that Christy showed you up at the top in a content area, when you went to a content area and then embedded it in that class. So that's basically all you need to do when you record your Panopto, if you do it through the application. There's also the possibility of recording it in the browser. And as I said, I don't suggest it, but if it works for you, you do what works for you. I think that the Panopto capture in the browser is a little bit more difficult to use, and it can get a little hairy in the classrooms because it's going to ask you for different permissions, and it's going to be difficult for you to share your screen. So it gets a little bit more difficult to do. But if you want to do it in the browser, try it before you actually do it. So that's my suggestion. So now, thank you, Chrissy. That was great. Do we have questions that everybody might want to ask at this point, or that you think would be useful for everybody? Otherwise, we can go into our breakout rooms and people can join us. Yeah, Alicia.
Hi, I'm sure you get this question all the time, and I'm sorry if I missed it, but these videos are available only to our students and ourselves?
Yes, the basic permission is that it's available to your students and yourselves, because when that course folder is provisioned in Panopto, it provisions it in such a way that it is only associated with this particular course and people who are logged into that course. You can change that and make it available to anyone with the link or anyone on the web or specific individuals after the fact. But now Christy's showing you that who can access the video right now, and she can change that. Right now, it's only available to Blackboard Training Course Creator and Blackboard Training Course Viewer. And the viewer is all the students in the class. The creator is anybody who has faculty instructor access to the class. And then you can change that and give individuals access if you need to do that. Daniel, you had a question. You're muted.
Yesterday, I accidentally deleted a Panopto. I made a bunch of small ones, and then there was the big one that I used. I accidentally deleted the big one. So I called up, and they led me through how to go to panopto.wm.edu, or whatever the order is. And I was able to recover it. And so I just now just did that again, went to the same place. And I know when I go and hit system within there and then go to recycle bin, I have stuff from everybody, not just me. And in fact, when I go to the home, I have stuff, I can get stuff from many, many people, not just me, so many other faculty members. So you just said that things were limited to just the creator. Well, at least, you know, I don't want to name names here, but I'm seeing many other names of people who've created stuff that I can look at. That
right, and this is probably because those people have changed the permissions on their folders to allow anyone. So like I was saying, I can give anyone access, or I can give people with the link or people within my organization access. You're seeing those folders and files of people who are giving permission to everyone to make life easier for them, because a lot of times what will happen is if you recycle a class over and over again and you don't know where your content is, it's in a folder that's not associated with this course, what some faculty members do is they make the videos available to anyone with the link. And that also now gives you access as an instructor.
Got it.